Now I am entering engine room. So engine room economizer platform I am in. So all you have to do is you have to check the economizer visually from outside, and you have to check the water level, steam pressure in the economizer. You can verify with the gauge, and you can see the water level in the water level gauge glass. And you have to check the drain, whether there is any leakage in the drain pipes, so that you can find from where the leak is coming. And you just have a visual round around the economizer. Then you find the chemical dosing tank, and you have to check whether the dosing pump is running or not. And also you have to check the level inside the dosing tank. If the level is less, you have to fill the water by adding chemicals. So this is how you have to fill the water. Usually most of the ships having a direct freshwater line which connects to the dosing tank. So all you need to do is open the water, and you have to be standby there till the water level is achieved. So if you fill it, open the filling valve, and you go for some other work, and there are chances for you to forget the filling valve. So there are chances for the water to get overflow from the dosing tank. Now I am climbing up to the top of the economizer platform, and I will have a look on the gauge glass over there. And you can see visual inspection on top of the economizer, and you can see all the valves. And I'm now coming down from the economizer platform, and that's all. So I'm done with the economizer rounds. So next platform I am going down. So whenever you go down, always whenever you are climbing or going down via steps, always ensure one hand is holding your stairs handle, so that if there is any chances for slip, you will get a grip, you will get a hold, so you don't fall down. So next is this is your lift machinery room. You have to go inside and have a visual check, and just have a look on it. So I'm done with the lift machinery room inspection. So I go to the next platform. So next platform, just it's a freshwater expansion tank. So you have to check the level in the freshwater expansion tank. If the level is low, you have to top it up to the required level. So you just have a look on that platform, have a round, check for any abnormality, any leakage, anything. So just take a look on top of the platform pipelines and everything. Just check visually whether there is any leakages or something. And okay, this platform there is no leakages, and round done. And I am getting down to the next platform, and this is your boiler water circulating pump. Just look for the pressure are okay, and just check for any abnormality in the motors. Just keep a hand on the motor and see whether it's overheated or something. If there is overheated, then there may be a problem. And just check the level for the cylinder oil, and ensure before putting UMS you have to fill the cylinder oil tank whichever in use. And that is very important thing that we need to check. And check for the chemicals are secured properly, and check there is any abnormality in the platform. And here I can find some leakages, some small leakage, minor leakage. I'll rectify it. Okay, so this platform is done. So now I'm going to look the incinerator panel. If there is any alarm, just reset it, close the valve, close the fuel oil inlet valve, and just check the waste oil tank temperatures. Just check if the temperature is high, close the steam valve so that you can avoid high temperature alarm coming during your night time, so don't disturb your sleep. And again, just have a visual round over the platform, just have an eye on each and everything. So okay, now I'm done with that platform. I'm going down to the next platform. Okay, so this is your engine room control room platform. Again, in this platform you can find a lot of lube oil tanks. So all you need to check is just check for any leakages, whether the drain is holding or not. Just check the levels and everything. And also this is your garbage area. Just ensure all the garbage bins are closed properly. And the main thing is it should be secured from any kind of movement, so that if there is any rough weather during night time, it don't move here and there or fall over something. And this is our engine control room platform. And on the same platform we have a workshop over here. And before putting unmanned, you have to ensure all things, all parts, all tools are secured properly, so that in case of any rough weather, rolling or something, it don't fall or run over somewhere. So ensure all these things are done before you are putting your engine room in UMS. And okay, so I'm done with the workshop round. So mostly what happens in the workshop is people sometimes use the grinder and forgot to stop it. So that is the thing, most of the ship happens. So you just check the grinder, everything is okay or not. Now I am going to the storeroom. Again, same thing, ensure all the stores are secured properly and it is secured against any movements, and any trolleys, it should be secured. The reason is very simple. Whenever we cannot predict the sea during night time. If sudden bad weather comes, ships will start roll. And if you didn't secure any of your things, it may start rolling here and there. Okay, so this is your again engine control room platform. This is your engine room toilet. Just check toilet water is pipes are closed, everything is normal. And just have a visual look around the area, and always ensure all heavy objects are properly secured in whichever platform you go. If you find anything loosened, not secured properly, ensure it is secured, so that you can avoid any kind of accident during sudden change in sea weather. Okay, so I'm done with engine control room platform. So I'll be going down next platform, that is main engine platform. So in this engine room we can use the lift. So I use the lift. So I go down to third deck. This is your third deck. So here, this is your main engine fuel pump area. So fuel pump area, main thing that you need to check is whether there is any leakages in the drain tray. So if you find any leakages, immediately you have to rectify it, and just check for the accumulator for any kind of leakages, and all high pressure lines for any kind of leakages. And the same check you have to do for all the units. Suppose if your engine is having 11 units, check for all 11 units for any kind of leakages or anything. So okay, So now we are in the main engine cylinder head platform. So cylinder head platform, all you need to check is you have to check the fuel injectors, all the joints and fuel injectors, check for any leakages, and just check for the lube oil pipes for any leakages. Again, as I said earlier, you have to do the check for all the units, and also have a look on the local temperature gauge. And local temperature means a local exhaust temperature gauge, and a local jacket water temperature gauge. So just take a round properly on the main engine. So main thing is you have to ensure there is no leakages, and this is your lube oil auto filter. Ensure that there is no high pressure alarm, differential pressure high alarm. This is your starting air valve, main starting air valve line. Ensure there is no vibration on that. And this is your turbocharger. So turbocharger, all you need to check is you have to check the lube oil flow in the turbocharger, and you have to check for the lube oil temperature, exhaust gas inlet outlet temperature. Exhaust gas inlet outlet temperature you can even see in the MOP, like in the computer which is kept in the engine control room. And this engine have two turbochargers. So for the both turbochargers, you have to check for the lube oil flow, and you have to check for the temperature of lube oil and everything. So this is your dampers. And next we go to the air bottle side. So the air bottle is generally whenever you go for a round, you have to drain the air bottle so that whatever moisture inside the air bottle will be drained off. So we have two air bottle in this ship. So for both the air bottle, you have to drain it. So when you drain it, you can see the water coming out through the hooper, which is your draining area from where the water. So now take a round on the main air compressor. All you need to see is the oil level in all the compressor, or the compressor which is in running condition. Suppose number 1 and 2 is in operation, you have to check the parameters or normal in those air compressor. And for all the air compressor, you have to check for the oil level. And this is your main generator, diesel generator. And all you need to check is if it is a running generator, you have to check for all the parameters, and you have to check for any leakages in the generator. Again, lube oil filter differential pressure should not be high, it should be normal in the sense it should be within the green zone. And next will be just take a round on the parameters, that is your exhaust temperature. So you can see the exhaust temperature, we can see like this, and you can see the RPM, you can see the pressure, fresh water, lube oil pressure, all those things you can see. So all should be within the marked range. So if it is within the range, then it is okay. So all can see the governor have green light, that is strength is okay. Just take a look over the cylinder head area, there should not be any abnormal leakages, and just check the local temperature. And you can see here I could find there is no abnormalities. So this is your running generator. So running generator, all these things you have to check. So just have a visual around on all the generators. So whichever generator is running, we have to ensure there is no abnormalities, no leakages, nothing. All parameters are in normal conditions. All temperature or normals, lube oil pressures, fuel oil pressures or normal. And the generator which is not running, you have to check whether the lube oil priming pump is running and the engine ready to start light is glowing. And also you have to check the lube oil sump level, and you have to check the cooling water pressure, inlet, outlet and everything. And what else? Have a visual round. This is your hydrophore. So hydrophore, you have to ensure the water level is within the range, and you have to check the pressure is normal. And this is your freshwater hydrophore actually, which goes to the accommodation. And this is your drinking water hydrophore. Check the pressure is within the range. Just check all the pressure are okay. All those rehardening filter tank pressure is within the green range. And okay, so we are done with hydrophore tank inspection, and just have a visual look around the platform. This is your freshwater tank level. So just have a look on the level gauge, just monitor the level is okay or not. And okay, so this is your generator platform. Here you will be having air compressor and everything. So every ship has its own design. In this ship you have generators, compressors, hydrophores or in one platform. So this ship have 4 generators. So whichever running generator, as I said earlier, you have to check for the parameters, and whichever generator between standby, you have to check the standby light is glowing and the lube oil priming pump is running and everything. The running generator, you have to check the exhaust temperatures and everything. So just have a look on all the pumps. Just check if there is freshwater pump. Just check for any leakages. All the storage areas are properly secured and everything is arranged properly. So I am done with this platform and I go down to the bottom platform. So before entering bottom platform, I will have a look over the main engine auxiliary blower platform. So all you need to check is whether blower is okay, abnormal temperature in the blowers, abnormal noise. This is your air cooler. Just check for the inlet outlet temperature. Just check for the pressure. And this ship we have 3 blowers. So all the 3 blowers you need to just check visually here for any abnormal noise, and you can feel for any abnormal temperatures over the motor. So I feel everything is okay, so I'm done with that. So I'll come to the opposite side. This is your emergency maneuvering platform. You just check for all the temperature, pressure is okay, no leakages, all pressure gauges are within green zone. And this is your emergency telephone and everything. All this or your scavenge doors. Just have a look visually, just feel for any abnormal temperatures. Yeah, there is this is how you have to check whether there is any abnormal temperatures in the scavenge doors. So check for all the units. This ship have 11 units, so check for all 11 units. Oh, okay, so I go down again to the bottom platform. This is your bottom platform, and this is your air LT cooler platform actually. So just check for any leakages over the pump. Just check for any leakages in the pipes, any leak in seals of pumps. You can see all big motors. Just open your ears. Just check for any abnormal noise. This is your heat exchanger. Just check for any leakages or something. And this is your LT cooler, and that is your lube oil cooler. So again, check for any abnormal noise, abnormal leakages and everything. So everything is found to be normal. This is your cascade tank. When you go for a cascade tank inspection, just check for any oil ingress in the tank. And this is your hyper mesh system. Just check the system is on and it is kept in automatic mode. And this is your scrubber overboard. So overboard, you have to check for any leakages from the overboard line. This scrubber have almost 4 overboards. You just check for any leakages, abnormalities in the overboard line, and I found there is no such abnormalities. Everything is fine, very nice. So okay, I'm done with this LT cooler platform. So whenever you cross any platform, you ensure everything is okay. This is your remote quick closing valve tank. Just check the tank level. How you need to check? Just press the button in the bottom side, so you can see the level start rise and get stabilized somewhere. So when it is stabilized, and that is the exact level of your tanks. So I'm done with the LT cooler platform round. So I go down to the engine room bottom platform. Again, check for any leakages, because bottom platform you can find the sea chest. So most of the time, if there is any leakages, all the leakages start from the seawater side. Like most of the ships, all these pipes are maintained good, but some ships, old ships, you can find leakages in the mechanical seal and everything. So it will cause increase in bilge level, and again it will give alarm if it is leaking more. Bilge alarm you will get during night time. So here it is okay, you can see there is no abnormal leakages. This is your sea chest. So in my next video I will post how to clean a sea chest filter. All these are secured properly. Ensure it should be secured. This is your MGPS, and okay, it is fine and good in this platform. Just have a look on all fire pumps for any leakages. Just check for the engine room bottom platform for any water ingress. This is your ejector pump, this is your ballast pump, this is your fire pump. So all these pumps you have to check for any leakages. This is your other sea chest filter. So just this is your bilge well. From top you can see whether the bilge well level is okay. This is your fuel oil transfer pumps. Just check for any leakage, fuel oil, diesel oil transfer pumps. And next, this is your lube oil pump. Check for any abnormal sound and everything. Okay, so also ensure all the sounding pipes are enclosed, and the self closing valve for the sounding cap is working properly. So bottom platform you have to take proper visual inspection, because most of the seawater lines, seawater pipelines are there in the bottom platform. So you have to check properly for any leakages or something. This is your oily water separator. Just check for any abnormal leakages found. This is your main engine crankcase door. Just check for the inspection glass whether the lube oil flow is there. Just check for the temperature. You can check for the flow and all the units, so that you can ensure lube oil flow is there for all the units. Usually if there is no lube oil flow, you will get a non-flow alarm, but here you can have a visual look, because sometimes the alarms don't work. So when you see here, you can see it properly and you can make it out. So there is no abnormalities, and this is your sludge pump, bilge pump, all should be okay. So this is your flywheel. Just check there is no abnormalities, any accumulation of water or oil below the flywheel, and there is nothing like that. And you can see the propeller shaft is turning fastly, and this is your intermediate shaft bearing. Just check for the temperatures. This is your stern tube pumps, and just check the pressure is within the green zone. So next, okay, just have a look on the bottom floor. Again you can see the flow, lube oil flow for all the intermediate bearings. You can see a inspection glass. So again, bottom platform you have to check for any water ingress, any leakages or something. So I found there is nothing. Okay, so this is your stern tube air seal area, and this is your stern tube oil tank. Just check for the stern tube oil level. So okay, and you can find everything is normal, and every machineries or any objects, any heavy metals are secured properly. So emergency exit, you have to open the door and see whether the lights are working properly and all these bells is kept in place. So these two things you have to definitely check. This is your ship's shaft earthing device. Just check for the level. Just check for the value for earthing device. It should be within the range. And this is your relief valve for main engine. Have a look on it. And this is your boiler blow down valve. And this is your scrubber pump, scrubber seawater pump. Just check for proper pressure and everything, any leakage, nothing. So this is your boiler feed water pump. Just check for leakages, abnormal noise, any kind of vibrations and everything. This is your lube oil filter for your main engine. Just check for any leakages. Main thing during your UMS round, all you need to see is for any leakage, any unsecured objects, all this thing you have to see. So next we go to the purifier room. So okay, so purifier room, go inside, and inside the purifier room you can see service tank and settling tank. So always whenever you go for a round, ensure you are draining the settling tank and the service tank, because you can avoid water getting accumulated in bottom of the service tank and settling tank. So if there is one tank, you can drain for the one, and most of the ship you will be having two service tank and two settling tank. So once you drain the tank, you have to ensure you are closing the drain valve. It's a spring loaded valve, so usually you have to open the valve next before the spring loaded valve, and you have to press the spring, so you can find the water coming out through the pipe. Just open the valve and press the spring, you can find the water mixed with oil will come out. Once you find the oil is only coming, then you can stop draining the oil. So this is your fuel oil circulating pump, main engine fuel oil circulating pump, service pump. All purifiers will be here. You just check for the purifier parameters, just check for any leakages, any steam leakage, any fuel oil leakage, or any kind of abnormalities, any drop in pressure, any abnormal noise in motors, any abnormal noise in purifiers, and everything you have to check. Here I can find a small leakages, so this is not a big issue, but we have to attend it. So we will tighten the gland so that there won't be any leakage. So again, all the pumps you just check for the pressures is properly, there is no leakage, no vibration, no abnormalities found. Purifier, again you check for the operating temperature, back pressure, how much flow is there. All these things you have to check when you are taking UMS round in the purifier room. Now we are going from engine room to steering gear room. So we are proceeding towards steering gear room. Since engine room and steering gear room is isolated, you can see the watertight door. You have to open and close it properly, and you have to very safe whenever you are opening or closing a watertight door, because sometime it may have high pressure, so that it may bang, you may end up with injury. Just check for all the chemicals are secured, and check for any abnormal noise in the steering gear. Just check for the operation, just check for any abnormalities, any sound and everything, any leakages, and just check for the tank level of the steering gear motors. So this ship we have 4 motors, so we have 2 tanks. So we need to check the level of the tank, it should be proper. So since we have 4 motors, all 4 motors have individual tanks, and we have 2 tanks, which is storage tank for storing your steering gear lube oil. So again you have to check for any abnormalities, again check for the chemicals are stored properly. Check for the storage tank level is full. Yeah, it is full. So check for any leakages, abnormal noise and everything. So all drums, all oil drums, lube oil drums, chemical drums, grease drums are secured properly, prevented from any abnormal movement if there is any kind of weather change. So steering gear room inspection during UMS round is done. So I am going back to ECR. So I'm entering the engine room. Just whenever you open the door, ensure you are closing the door properly. Yeah, do not forget to tie your shoelace properly, because sometime when you are moving or walking with the shoelace untied, it may cause accident. You may fall down. So ensure your shoelaces are tied all the time properly. Okay, I'm done with the steering gear room inspection. All okay now. Going back to ECR. Okay, now we are going to the AC room, refrigeration room, calorifier room. Just if you see the calorifier, just check for any leakages. Just check the pump for any leakages, any abnormal noise. Just check for the pressure. Just check for the temperature is set, is obtained. And AC plant, this is your provisional reefer plant. Just check for any abnormal noise and everything. So I can find no abnormalities. Just check the parameters, lube oil pressures and everything. So usually we have two provision plant. One will be running, the other will be standby. The same for AC unit also. One will be running, the other will be standby. So if we are in colder region, we don't usually run the aircon. So here now we are not running the aircon. So just have a look on it. Have an eye. Check for any leakages. This is your sewage treatment plant. Check for any alarms, any leakages. Check for the blower pressure. Check for any abnormal noise. Check for the dosing tank level, whether the dosing pump is working or not. Just check for all the pressure gauges are showing and within the range. And okay, so now we go to the air handling unit. So this is your air handling unit room. Just you have to see the temperature. This indicates your accommodation inlet temperature. So just again check for any leakages. Usually here you can find the drain getting choked and water will start overflowing. So that thing you have to check. Here you can see it is absolutely very clean. And okay, you can see for any gas leakages, all are in green zone, so no problem, everything is fine. Okay, so now we are done with our UMS rounds. UMS round is basically just you need to follow the UMS checklist whichever your company provides. So we have to follow all the steps, all the points which was given in our UMS checklist. So once you start following the UMS checklist, you don't find any problem in taking a round. You don't be having any new surprises when you come back in the morning. So now I am done with my round, and this is my UMS checklist. So for today, take. So I signed, and also there will be a chief engineer night order in logbook. So I will sign that also. So if anything specific, chief engineer will write in his logbook, so that we follow the Chief Engineer Night Order. And that's all. Now we are done with our UMS round. So once the round is completed, now I can put back the engine room to unman. So for unmanning the engine room, I will call up the bridge and inform that I am going to unman the engine room. Okay, after informing the bridge, I am going to unman the. So there is a list of engineers who are in duty. So suppose F1 is for first engineer, and so I go for first engineer F1. So I press enter. So that means once they accepted, any abnormal in our plant will be notified in red color. See, you can see the. Okay, done. So now the engine room is unmanned. Okay, I believe this video must have given you some information about how to take a UMS round in an engine room. So if you have any doubts in this video, please put your doubt in our comment box. We will try to reply to your comment. And I believe this video must have given you some information about what are all the things that we need to check during the UMS round. Thanks for watching the video. Do not forget to subscribe our channel. Thanks for watching.